kuti ruzhinji ruzvitonge. Vatoka kuhondo. Shuwa here vakamanya-manya nemasabu. Vakatora anti-eya kuti ruzhinji ruzvitonge. Vatoka kuhondo. Shuwa here vakamanya-manya nemasabu. Vakatora anti-eya kuti ruzhinji ruzvitonge.
Right, zvisinei muri yeZimbabwe ndo zvazvinoita. Thank you so much for listening to Zimnet Radio. My name is DJ Sodza. My time is 3 minutes after the hour of 10 Kunoku, United Kingdom. I know that some people are listening in Zimbabwe there, and it's exactly 4 minutes after 11 right now. Thank you so much. Mukoma Patson makasimba here.
Nofara baba magadi.
Tinofara kuri seiko ku Harare nasi?
No, Harare kuri right.
Kuri right. Thank you so much. I know it's very late in Harare right now, but you have taken your time out to come and speak to us here tonight. Would you like to greet our listeners here before we go any further?
Good evening, listeners.
Yeah. I mean, for some people that don't know you, myself, I know you very well, and I've seen all the posts that you are posting on social medias and all that. Would you like maybe to introduce yourself, who you are?
My name is Patson Dzamara. I am a democracy activist. I also happen to be Patson Dzamara's younger brother. Patson Dzamara is a missing activist. He's been missing for 17 months to death. That's pretty much about me.
In fact, that was my next question I wanted to talk to you about. I know it might be very emotional for you, but I want to ask you first about your brother Itai. Tell us in brief what actually happened on the day he went missing or maybe abducted. What is the police telling you to date about his whereabouts?
Okay, on the day he was abducted, he woke up and as usual went to the gym. He called me around 8 a.m. because I was supposed to give him some money because he was supposed to travel that day. He was supposed to travel to Bulawayo. And then according to what the wife told me, around 10, 11, between 10 and 11, he went to a nearby barber shop. And while he was getting a haircut, it is alleged that four guys came and they asked whether it was him, and they accused him of stealing. They said he had stolen cattle, and so they handcuffed him and bundled him into a truck, and they drove away. And so that was the last time we really got to know about what happened to him, and got to hear from him on that particular day. And so a report was made on that particular day. The wife went to the police. She made a report. And the police really, they've not done anything about this. They failed to come up with virtually a single lead regarding his missing, and that's really worrying. But I think it also just cements our position of suspicion insofar as their involvement in his disappearance is concerned. Because from the onset, we have never minced our words regarding whom we hold responsible. From the onset, we stated that we see this as something that is inundated with the ugly fingerprints of ZIM PF and, of course, the state security agent.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Mukoma Patson. Kune vamwe vari kuti havasi kunyatsokunzwa zvakanaka. Minoti mungada kuti taurisei here a little bit. Some people are saying they can't hear you properly. But anyhow, thank you so much for that description there. It must be very hard for you as we speak. But I want to ask you a few more questions because you have been very vocal lately there, and I've been following you all the way. But can you tell me if you are affiliated to any political party in Zimbabwe?
Please come again.
Yes. Can you tell me if you are affiliated to any political party in Zimbabwe right now?
No, apparently I'm not. I'm just a citizen, a concerned citizen. Most of the things we do, most of the things I've done, I do those things in my capacity or under the banner of the citizen movement. So, yeah, to answer you precisely, I'm not affiliated to any political party.
Yes, I know that you've been arrested several times and you've been beaten several times. But you still reside in Zimbabwe. Are there any plans of vacating Zimbabwe?
Definitely no. There's no other home I know than this.
Right, so you don't fear for your life there, given what happened to your brother?
I see no reason whatsoever why I should relocate. I do believe that I do have a role. The misnomer we find ourselves in, and running away is certainly not the way out. Running away is not the solution. I believe I have to take a stand and face what I have to face insofar as the quest towards at least attaining a better Zimbabwe is concerned.
Even if it means dying, my brother.
Definitely. My brother will all die at some point. We just do not know when and how. And I hear so many people saying, look, are you not afraid of dying? That's a legitimate concern, especially considering what happened in the time past, especially considering even what happened to my brother. We do not even know where he is. It's now 17 months. However, I do believe that our lives do not belong to us. I believe that our lives belong to God, and He certainly has the final word and the final say regarding what happens to a person's life. So, after all is said and done, I just believe that if it's not yet time, then nothing will happen to me.
Okay. Thank you so much. I know that this movement, you are actually going full on with it. Do you have a job that you do? Or maybe you get donors from other people outside the country or inside the country perhaps to keep you going?
Well, I'm a professional. I'm a leadership consultant for starters, not only that. I'm also an author. I'm a published author. I've written 7 books to date. And these are books which are even also available on various platforms. Above that, considering the qualifications I do have, I sit on various boards, corporate boards. So yeah, my life is not entirely confined to activism. I also have that marketplace tangent, as it were.
Okay. Thank you so much. I mean, in the recent days, I've seen you and Stan Zolwadza stand side by side, and at some stage, I saw you getting really brutalized by the police, and Stan was hospitalized. Did the police tell you why they behaved in this way?
Of course, they are under instructions. Their job is to ensure that they protect the regime. They are part of the regime. They are part of the system. And so anyone or anything that comes, or anything, it stands up and tries to get into the way. Their job is to nip such elements in the bud. The job is to ensure that their masters remain in power, and we certainly understand their position and their reaction from that standpoint. So we are not moved by what they do, because we know they work under strict instructions, and that's not going to dissuade or discourage us as far as our quest towards attaining a better Zimbabwe is concerned.
Okay. Thank you so much. You have been voiced a lot about wanting a better Zimbabwe. What would you like to see in a better Zimbabwe?
I think the board description has everything to do with democracy. We are in a state whereby the fundamentals of democracy are trembled upon. Mr. Mugabe and his surrogates have done virtually everything they can to see to it that they break the fundamentals of democracy. And that to us is certainly a violation of progress and development. And so we therefore would love to welcome someday a Zimbabwe whereby democracy and its fundamentals will be adhered to and upheld by our leaders. That is essentially, in a nutshell, what we project. That is what we are working for.
Right, okay. Muri Zimbabwe ndimukoma Patson Dzamara wandiri kukurukura nawo pachirongwa panapa. Regai ndimbomwira mvura for 1 minute and we'll be back after this.
Shoko rimwe ravakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge vachitepo kuva vachishereketa kuti tinotora sei nyika ino. Shoko rimwe ravakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge vadzoka kundo shuwa here vakamanya-manya nemasavu vakatora anti-NERA kuti ruzhinji ruzvitonge vadzoka kundo shuwa here vakamanya-manya nemasavu vakatora anti-NERA kuti ruzhinji
Okay, regaitidai. Muri yeZimbabwe zvandikuita panapa ndiri kutaura namukoma Patson Dzamara variko kuZimbabwe uko. Hatina nguva yakawanda. We've got another 15 minutes now panapa tichimbokurukura navo. Thank you so much mukoma Patson Dzamara for being with us here tonight. I know that you have compromised a lot to be with us at this time of the night. So I thank you for that. Right. Mukoma pane vari kundibvunza kunoku kuti you are referred to as Dr. Patson Dzamara. Which doctorate have you got? Hello, Mukoma Patson, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Vanhu vari kuti hanzi munonzi Dr. wechii?
Mari?
Vanhu vari kubvunza kuno kuti munorifewa muchinzi doctor, muri doctor wechii?
Oh, okay. The Doctor of Business Leadership.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Mumwe mubvunzo uri kubva kune vanhu uri kuti iwo, can you give us an update on what's happening with Linda Masarira? People are very concerned.
Okay. Okay. Let me clarify what probably precipitated being behind bars.
Okay.
Because I think that is not clear to so many people. It's not that she has been neglected. No. It's not that she is, in theory, that is behind bars illegally. The precedent is such that she had a court case in Mutare. But unfortunately, due to the fact that at some point, should have been in June or July, while we were protesting at the Africa Unit Square, we were thoroughly beaten, and so she could not travel to for her to attend a
Muripo irapo mukoma Patson.
Badara izamnotenga nenzira zakanaka moto zenozote zamunenge matora. Badara izamnotenga nenzira zakanaka moto zenozote zamunenge matora. Tisale tinotora zeno de macedo, topera zeno zote, zotura como vengue, ahora esenetica, curu jenge verano, cote macete, sacana gansangano, tisa ete teocombe, mondo ete mrenga, tesa nese vasungwa vatinenge tabata tisa ete ukombo upomwe muhondo yetemwenga tesa nepevasungwa vatitenge tabata tesa netinotora zvinhu zvemazedo tosera ezeno zose zvatorwa kombovenge taura ezeneseka kurochenjere vano kote mapenzesese zvakananga msangano aya ndiwo mashoko akataurwa kare naevo vamau vachitesesa aya ndiwo mashoko akataurwa kare naevo vamau vachitesesa tesa tinotora zvinhu zvemazedo tosera ezeno zose zvatorwa komuvengi taura ezeneseka kurochenjerwe vanhu kote mazenzesese zvakananga msangano kunenzera dzemasoja dzekuzibatanadzo terera emtemo yose nenzira dzakanaka kunenzera dzemasoja dzekuzibatanadzo terera emtemo yose nenzira dzakanaka tesare tinotora zvinhu zvemazedo tosera ezeno zose zvatorwa komuvengi taura ezeneseka kurochenjerwe vano kote mazenzesese zvakananga msangano padara ezvamunotenga nenzira dzakanaka zeno zose zamunenge matora badara ezvamunotenga nenzira dzakanaka zeno zose zamunenge matora tesare
Buyaneanda kufa vachitaura shuwa
kuti tinotora sei nyika ino shoko rimwe ravakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge
Buyaneanda kufa vachitaura shuwa
kuti tinotora sei nyika ino shoko rimwe ravakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge
vachitemo kufa vachishereketa
kuti tinotora sei nyika ino shoko rimwe ravakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge
vauya gondo
shuwa ere vakamanya nemasabu vakatora anti-eya kuti ruzhinji ruzvitonge
vatoka gondo
shuwa ere vakamanya nemasabu vakatora anti-eya kuti ruzhinji ruzvitonge
vachitembo kufa vachishereketa
kuti tinotora sei nyika ino shoko rimwe ravakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge
veruzhinji kufa vachishereketa
kuti tinotora sei nyika ino shoko rimwe ravakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge
vatoka gondo
shuwa ere vakamanya nemasabu vakatora anti-eya kuti ruzhinji ruzvitonge
vatoka gondo
shuwa ere vakamanya nemasabu vakatora anti-eya kuti ruzhinji ruzvitonge shoko rimwe ravakatiudza, tora gidi uzvitonge.
Vachitepo kuva vachishereketa
Kuti tinotora sei nyika ino shoko rimwe ravakatiudza, tora gidi uzvitonge.
vatsoka kuhondo
Shuwa ere vakamanya-manya nemasavu.
Know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
Vakatora anti-NERA kuti ruzhinji ruzvitonge.
vatsoka kuhondo
Shuwa ere vakamanya-manya nemasavu. Vakatora anti-NERA kuti ruzhinji.
Zvisinei muri Zimbabwe, it's my time, it's 10:30 kuno United Kingdom. Thank you so much for your patience and for waiting patiently there. That was Patson Dzamara I was talking to. I was trying to get him back online there. I don't know what has happened. Maybe kwavari kwacho network dziri kunetsa kuZimbabwe, but I've tried my best. You've heard a little bit, but it was such a shame that he was just about to explain to us why Linda Masaria is still in jail at the moment, and he was trying to give us a background of the whole story. Well, he was telling us that the untold story that he wanted to tell us here, but I've tried several times there. Looks like there's problems with network out there. But anyway, I'll try again in 5 minutes. But regaindi chingamidze vamwe vandinofamba navo pano pachirongwa apa vapedze maswera sei?
Ndaswera maswera DJ Sodza. Maswera zvakadii mhuri yeZimbabwe kumati mana enyika kwese kwamuri, Sali Chief Soswe nevamwe vakadaro. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Chief Soswe, maswera seiko?
Taswera kana maswera DJ.
Yes,
kwazisa muri yeZimbabwe vese vari mumatrenches kuZimbabwe uku vari kumhanya-mhanya vachitraya kugadzirisa kuti zvinhu zvifambe zvakanaka munyika medu. Tinokutendai nebasa guru ramuri kuita. Tokukwazisai Mr. Peve nevamwe vose varipo. Thank you.
Yes, how are you doing there in America?
No, kuno tiriko tiri kubatawo patinenge tabata. We are doing our best. Like tomorrow we have this on Friday we have the NERA march, and we are heavily involved with it. As you know, I'm part of the information and publicity for NERA. We are doing our part in as far as publicizing that event. It's going on, and we urge people to ignore everything that the foolish minister, Mr. Chombo, that statement that he put up, we should ignore it, and all Zimbabweans should go and march. Right now, as I'm speaking, we are circulating a statement to all Facebook people, to everyone on the social media, that if the Zimbabwean government continue to do what it is doing, we are going to take it to court, because now we can't have it anymore. Enough is enough. We are tired. We are, our human rights are being abused, every day. And it's high time Zimbabwean people, all peace-loving Zimbabweans, gather together and take this country to court. It's our right. We can do that.
Thank you so much, Chief Soswet, there for those encouraging words. Sally, welcome to the show.
Good evening, DJ Sodza. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good evening, Elliot. Good evening, Chief. Good evening, Wilbert. Good evening, Kanye. Good evening, Zimbabweans, wherever you are. I hope that you're having a good evening.
Right. Thank you so much, Sally. There. Mukanya maswera say.
Taswira yakadi komuri.
Aiwa. Tinofara chose. Aiwa muri tinofara kuno kwa meno dzengi dziri sei ikoko.
Aiwa dziri nani.
Aiwa. Tinotenda chose mukanya nekuwa nesu pachirongwa. Mukoma Wilbert maswera say.
Taswira yedu maswera. Hello everybody on the net. Welcome.
kuri sei kunobviwa ikoko mukoma Wilbert?
It has been raining actually here, but otherwise it's fine. It's promising to be a hot night.
Thank you so much. I don't know, you guys, kana mama katerera ere zvandandi kutaura na Patson apa. Anything you have picked up from what he has said? Anyone?
Yeah, I think I was listening from the start. Firstly, ndoda kutenda vari paground, especially brother Patson Dzamara, Sodza, and also Mkwananzi, and a lot of those who are bearing the brand of brutality on the ground.
Sorry, the subscriber you have.
It takes you quite a lot to take what is happening in Zimbabwe when you are on the ground. Unfortunately, it was the end of the hour, but I wanted to congratulate him and to give him words of encouragement that the end is near, and the near is almost at the end. And I know also you pronounce that he is not aligned to any political party. He is doing it from a citizen point of view, which we also appreciate at this time and point. I think we Zimbabweans must accept that you don't have to belong to a specific political party to make a conviction or to make a point or to contribute to a change, but that anybody, whether from a church organization, from a civic group, whatever that civic group, whatever that political party, we must speak with one voice. And I think it must be very clear in the eyes of the enemy, which is the only enemy that we have is ZIM PF and Robert Mugabe. And we must pronounce it loud and clear that the era for Robert Mugabe and ZIM PF is come to an end. And I think I listened attentively to that, and I applaud what Patson Dzamara is doing. Yes, he's gone through a lot. I know losing a brother in a struggle is the worst thing you can think of. And I'm speaking here as also a victim of a similar event, because I lost my brother in this struggle. So I know where Dzamara is coming from. And I think I can only say, in short, that victory is certain. Aluta continua.
Aywa. Thank you so much, Mukoma Elliot there. Sally, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right. Sally, I don't know if you're listening to what Patson had to say, but I
was listening.
I'm really sorry. He was trying to explain fully what actually happened to Linda and why is it. Because he said people don't know the full story of things. But I will endeavor to get that story and air it probably next week. But what did you make of it?
You know, he's got all my sympathy. I mean, you know, it's one thing when somebody is killed, you've got a body, okay? So it kind of, not closes, but it gives you a place to focus your pain, okay? And also the person comes home, all right? When it happens like happened with his brother, I couldn't handle that. It would destroy me completely. Just not knowing where he is, not knowing what's happened. I mean, it's a person's worst nightmare, okay? And then to think he's got a wife and young children, and it must be absolutely heartbreaking. And he, as far as I'm concerned, he's done the right thing to take it to the streets, okay? Sorry, but because you're never going to get answers otherwise, okay? The ZANU PF likes to take things and sweep them underneath the carpet. I tell you, their carpet there must be so lumpy, okay, with all the things that are hidden underneath that carpet. And I'm so glad he's taken it to the streets. And I'm so glad he has, I don't know if he's joined up. I'm just assuming he's joined up with Sten, okay?
Yes.
Who is
yes, I can tell you that for sure, yes.
Because as far as I'm concerned, that is, I've never had a hero in my life, okay, never. That is my hero. I mean, it's absolutely astounding and humbling and everything, okay? And as far as I'm concerned, he's under the best guidance and support, because Sten knows what he's doing and he knows exactly how to deal with things and how to get support and how to organize things. So I think he's in the right place, okay? I'm just, you know, I also picked up a little bit of hesitation with him. Now I can understand that, because you don't know who's listening in, you don't know what's happening, okay? So I can understand his hesitation, and I thank him so much, okay, for coming live on air. And I'm really proud of being a Zimbabwean, but I mean completely and utterly proud of being a Zimbabwean, because of these young men that have stopped their lives to take on a murderous, violent, abusive, disrespectful, disgusting. It disgusts me. I cried when I saw that guy in that combi, because to see the man, the driver of that combi, jump out like that with all that tear gas. What about the people inside? You know, it breaks my heart, okay? And to see what these young people are taking on, and they're taking it on fearlessly. This Gogo is so proud of you guys. So proud.
So proud. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you so much. Strong words there. Mukoma Wilbert.
Hello.
I know we want to move on and talk about the next issue we want to talk about, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to maybe comment, if you are listening, of what Patson had to say. I know I had problems connecting, but the little that he said here, anything you picked up on that?
Yes, I actually was listening. I was listening on the internet, and I turned on Skype. I think what he's doing is probably a big service to the memory of his brother, because one of the things that Patson Dzamara tried to establish is that we cannot change the system by doing nothing. And therefore, then by standing up, Patson Dzamara was demonstrating that we need to stand up. And it is really wonderful that so many people have taken his lead, and including people like him as well, after what has happened to his own brother, and stood up and said, no, this has got to change. Because that is the only way we're going to achieve meaningful change. And I am glad that Patson is taking up the baton and running with it. And I think the pressure is increasing on the regime now, because we are seeing a lot more people on the streets, a lot more people on the social media saying we need change. because that is the only way we're going to get meaningful change, by saying so, by standing up and be counted. And it's wonderful that Itai Dzamara is one of the few people who took that lead, and many people have followed it, followed his example.
Aiwa. Thank you so much, Mukoma Wilpet. Mukanya, I don't know if you've been listening there in Canada. Anything you make out of that, or any words of encouragement you want to give them? Because what I'll do is I'll give him the podcast of this show as well.
And Norangarira, 1974. Tatri ku Highfields. Tungunzwana walikuwa Edison istola shaiki. Asikati ngusiyo kujozi Edison istola chi. Edison istola. Ashaika anga ari muofisi na mabharani wake. Saka ndizokura ndakazonzwawo kuti Edison istola akangotsakatika, angosikotorwa nevanhu ari muofisi make kubva musiwe vana kuzomboonekwa. Saka nyaya yaItai Dzamara inongondirangaridza kuti zvinhu zvakamboitwa nevamwe vanhu vatairwisa ndo zvine tinenge takuita chii chiri kumboitika. Saka ndongoti pazvandazofariro ndechekuti ati ini ndinorwa asangana nembada yacho ndiri muno mukati menyika muno musikatosvisana kwazvaizvasvika sikandazvikudza chaizvo zvaaita izvozvo, ende nekuti ane chivimbo sezvaataura indonga kuti kufa ngekwamwari, kana nguva yako yekufa yakwana cheuri kwauri ikoko chero uri pai unongofa. Asi kana munhu ukananga nechinangwa chako ichocho unotosvika bedzi. Kuna vamwe vakatokunyuka mabhomba nekudonha ndege vakararama. Saka hapana chitsva chiri kuitika. Skatoti uyu mukomana ngaaramba aine hondo yaari kuenda mberi.
Aiwa, ndinotenda zvikuru Mukanya nemashoko akanaka chose amati payo Mukanya. Zvisinei zvazvo nyaya imwe yandoda kuti timbotaura nezvayo.
Ipe 1 minute ka jeni kotaura one thing. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Mukoma Darande.
Thank you. I just want to hear the bravery of Dr. Dzamara. You know, this is what should have been, and this is how things should be. And going forward, this is what we should continue doing as Zimbabweans. If the time when Rashiwe Guja disappeared, she just disappeared. Tiripotese tikanzwa kunzi Rashiwe Guja atorwa nevanhu disappear akafa, and we just let it go. We didn't do anything about it. If we had people like the Dr. Dzamara, we had rose up. If the people of Zimbabwe had risen up the way they are doing right now, I'm telling you, maybe Itai will still be here. Itai would not have disappeared, because we would have shown the government of Zimbabwe that this is not the way things should be done. You cannot just take a citizen, you cannot just take a human being and make him disappear just like that. So what is happening now is what should have happened. And I hail Itai Dzamara for leading the way, and I hail the people of Zimbabwe for what they are doing. But it should not really be the fight by Itai Dzamara only. It should not be his fight. We should join in. And I'm so grateful that the people in Zimbabwe are rising up and they are joining in and they are demonstrating and they are voicing up their opinions. Now the question I have is for us, the people in the diaspora, my fellow diasporians. We know that things are not okay in Zimbabwe. We know things have not been okay for a long time. And we know things will not be okay in the for another 5-10 years. You know, it's going to get worse before it gets better. My question is, what are we doing, the people here in the diaspora, to ensure that we are part of the struggle and we are helping the people who are in the trenches, who are feeling, the full brutality of the Robert Mugabe regime? People are being beaten. We saw people yesterday during the youth demonstration by MDC youth. being tear gassed in a combi. That's not easy, and the driver still driving. That's really bad. They are feeling the full brand of ZANU PF's brutality, and they are right there on the ground, feeling the hate. What are we doing? You should be asking ourselves, the people in the diaspora, what are we doing about it? When we see and hear the youth from Tajamuka, Wachita say they'll be wearing T-shirts. I mean, where are they getting those T-shirts from? We are seeing flyers everywhere in Zimbabwe on Facebook, on WhatsApp pages. Those flyers are also on the ground. They are being put by people. They are being printed by people. Do you think the people in Zimbabwe can continue to do that, can continue to sustain that they're being beaten and they have to again take their last cent and go and print those flyers and go and print T-shirts? That is our part of the struggle as people in the diaspora. So I'm just imploring the people in the diaspora, all the people in the diaspora, that let's support the struggle. Let's support the people who are on the ground. Let's support NERA. They are having a demonstration tomorrow. They've been trying to get T-shirts. They've been trying to get posters printed. We could not get enough money. The people in the diaspora must and should join the struggle. If you want to join the struggle, by any means, you are not going to send the money to me or to anyone. I will direct you where to send your help back home. Please get in touch with me. I'm part of this program, and I'm just urging the people in the diaspora to start doing something about the struggle back home. Thank you.
Mkoma, have you got an email address that you may give people who wants to get in touch?
We now have, if there's as NERA, we now have a NERA Facebook page and NERA website, www.nera.org. All the contacts for the people who are concerned in NERA are there on the NERA website. They are also there on the NERA Facebook page.
Okay. Mazinskira Zimbabwe. If you want to help, you want to put your 2 cents to it, you can just assistina Facebook mazuano. You go on Facebook and more chaga NERA. Then you can get my details there, and then you can help out. Thank you so much, Chief.
Thank you.
Right, I want to talk about this NERA, which is going to happen tomorrow. I want to know what you Zimbabweans think about it. Kubatana kurukuita mabato ese. How significant was the sharing of the podium between Morgan Tsvangirai and Maimujuru in Gweru? I mean, is that encouraging or it's not encouraging? I want to hear from you guys. But in Sandadaro, Tete Mary Maswera Seigwa.
That's what I'm Maswera DJ Seibas.
Really nana, I don't know to Mugakwansi kutaurisa here. I think turi kunzwira ikuru.
Amafunya kandinza.
Yeah, zvanani manje.
Alright, ndoda zvakukwazisa vamwe vese vari pachirongwa nevateereri. Ndanzwa vaDzamara vachitaura, ndabatwa zvikuru. Ndanzwa mwoyo wangu kudambuka kuenda kure kure, kuti hapana chinhu chakaoma saichocho, kunyanya mudzimai nevana vakasiyiwa navaita Dzamara. Haisi nyore kuti munhu ataure pamhepo akaitikirwa nechiitiko chakaita saichocho. Toda kungoramba nchingovasimbisa kuti kuzvipira kwavari kuita ikoko navangoramba vakashinga, vachiramba vachienda mberi nokurwa hondo yekuda kusunungura ruzhinji rwevanhu nesuwo. Tariro yedu iri kwavari tichivatsigira nezvavari kuita. Ndichiri kurangarira gore radzoka makomoredzi kuhondo, tine family yakanga yaendawo, vakava vakati wandei mumhuri medu vanosvika kana ku10 or so. Munoziva une uchiti kuda wangu achauya, unoziva kuti uchanzwa dhora kungogogodzwa kuti kunge achasvika. Asi ndinongonzwa kuti zvinongorwadza mukurarama kwedu kuti hauzivi pane hama yako, hauna kumuviga, hautauri naye, hauzivi kuti ari payadye chii chakaitika. Saka ndongokumbira hangu kuti ngavangozvitora vangozvisa kuna Mwari, nesuwo vanhu vakateerera nevanovaziya nezvavari kuita, dai tangoramba takabatana navo tichivabatsira tichivatsigirobva nezvavari kuita, nekuti havasi kuitira mhuri yavo asi kuti vari kuitira chizvarwa chese chemuZimbabwe.
Aha, aiwa. Ndatenda zvangu tete Mary nekufona kwamaita. Regai ndipinde muchitoro ndabva imomo tobhuya nyaya dzenera iriko mangwana. How significant is it kuti ma opposition parties ese kuZimbabwe vaisa musoro pamwe chete kuti we want to fight together, and also tichiona zvakaitika kugweru between vatsvangirai namai mujuru vachibatana ikoko kuti we are fighting for same cause, saka tinofanira kuti tibatane pamwe chete. How significant is that? Sekutaura kwavanoita mukoma teach wachitiwo this is the end game of Robert Mugabe. I don't know whether he is true, it will come true or not, but that's what Mkoma Tishi is advocating. This is the end. We shall see. We shall hold him accountable come 2018 and the president is elected and back in office. We shall see. We'll be back after.
Be there. I'll be there together with the other political leaders. Fellow Zimbabweans, this Friday, let us gather in Harare for a peaceful demonstration to make a loud statement calling for free and fair elections. I'll be there together with the other political leaders. We are where we are because of the crisis of legitimacy. We've had successful illegitimate governments that do not have the confidence of Zimbabweans, the region and the world at large. Ours has been a continuous story of disputed elections, and the time has come to say enough is enough. We want a truly independent electoral commission that will put in place a credible electoral process. A process where the state security agents do not interfere with the choice of the people, where the chiefs and headmen do not force much people to vote for a particular political party. Let's loudly say no to political violence. We've come together as political parties under the NERA to call on Zimbabweans to converge in Harare. We demand the implementation of far-reaching electoral reforms to ensure that the next polls are free, fair and credible. We have to do it ourselves for the sake of our country. We have to rid ourselves of the shackles of fear, and we can only be heard if we speak with one voice. Be there with others to make our collective voice heard.
Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
It is a Thursday, and you know what that means. It's a men's corner show with yours truly, DJ Sodza.
Join DJ Sodza and his informative team live every Thursday at 9 p.m. UK time, discussing Zimbabwean politics.
Buyane anda kufawa chita urashua
kuti tinotora sei nyika ino shoko rimwe ravakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge.
Buyane anda kufawa chita urashua
kuti tinotora sei nyika ino shoko rimwe ravakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge.
Wachitebo kufawa chishe.
Zvisinei mhuri yeZimbabwe ndozvazvinoita. Thank you so much for listening. My time catching up to 11 o'clock. I can see kuti kune vanhu vari kutry kufona ndikuziva kuti ndisekuru here kana kuti ndimukoma Benford wachishandisa an old group that was created some weeks ago. please, when you do call here, call muchishandisa just Zimnet main radio, just Zimnet main radio, not as a group call. If you call as a group call, I won't be able to take your call kuno kuma studios. Mufana kufona uchishandisa Zimnet main radio chete ndatenda zvangu. Right. Vapeve, some people were asking me actually earlier on that there was the Makuwa Kuti Mapurisa in Harare. They are saying that this demonstration that is scheduled for tomorrow shouldn't go ahead. They are advising people not to go ahead with it. But ndazobvunza wamwe very quickly kuZimbabwe varimo vakanditi this demonstration they didn't have to get any permission from the police or anything. They simply had to just inform the police that they are going to do it, but there is no need for applying to demonstrate or anything like that. Is that true, Apeve? Is that correct anyway?
Well, we did notify the police that we've got the NERA demonstration to tomorrow, Friday, and I have to report to our listeners that the police have refused to grant permission for tomorrow's demonstration on the basis of what happened yesterday. NERA, we took our case to the High Court, and as you are aware, the High Court can sit even in the middle of the night, 12 midnight. That's not a problem in Zimbabwe according to the Constitution. So we took that loophole to take the government, the police to court, and up to the time that I came on the air, then I had an update that the High Court did go through the paperwork for our appeal, and they will make the pronunciation tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Yeah, but this is when the demonstration is scheduled to start anyway, isn't it? So some people might have traveled from other cities of the country.
Don't worry about that. I mean, what we know very well is that all our demonstrations for the past have been banned by the police, and the High Court has actually overturned any banning by the police. But the question is, in the event that the High Court, the ruling is in favor of the police, what are we going to do? Okay, but look, this government is using POSA, which is not part of the new Constitution of 2013. An illegal law is an illegal law. And all these political parties have already made preparations for peaceful demonstration. And even the ruling is in favor of the police, we will continue with peaceful demonstrations. And if the police decide to stop peaceful demonstrations, then we will be there in the streets, and we will respond accordingly. But let me say, I think one of the questions was whether we welcome the coming together of the political parties under the umbrella of NERA.
Yes.
Or should I leave it to a next question, or should I answer it?
No, you can answer it so that I can go ahead and ask you. We want to hear from Sekuru as well, who just joined.
Yes, I think it's a welcome gesture. I'm very happy that we political parties in Zimbabwe, the civic groups and citizens are now speaking with one voice. This is the time that we need a unit of purpose and a voice that is clear and loud, that the era for Robert Mugabe and ZIM PF is now, and that what we need is a transitional process for free and fair elections. And we can only do that. We amplify our voice. And I think the coming together of all these political parties signify, for the first time in the history of Zimbabwe since 1980, that this has never happened. And this can only be the best moment for all Zimbabweans, peace-loving Zimbabweans out there. From the green hills of Chimanimani to Yamandov.
Thank you.
From the Valley to Malipati.
Yeah.
We must welcome this.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vapepe there. Sekuru maswera sei ku Birmingham.
Taswera zangu msukuru waswera sei ho ne muri yako.
Aiwa aini ne muri ndiri wapenyu chose. I'm trying to marry another woman here and makati I'm allowed to have two.
Oh, you can marry as many as you can keep.
Oh, thank you, Sekuru. Thank you. I'd like to hear that. Yeah. So, Sekuru, nyaya iri panapa. I don't know mama kateerera here nchitaura na Patson.
Aiwa handisina kuteerera asi ndiri kuziva kuti nyaya iyo yekuti iri patopic nhasi ndeyekuti mangwana vanhu Zimbabwe vanotunza maoko.
But Sekuru muri kuchionawo chiri chinhu chakanaka here kuti vatungamiriri vema-opposition parties vari kuisa misoro pamwe chete. Ndichiona zvakaitika kuGweru last week, ndichiona vatsvangirai vachishare podium namai Mujuru. How refreshing is this in our Zimbabwean politics?
In politics hakuna ma-permanent enemies, kune ma-permanent interests.
Okay.
Saka kana vanhu vakamuka vaona kuti takuvara panapa nokuda kwebhutebhute yatikuita, vakamuka vakati nhasi bhutebhute haitisi kukwana, ngatiishe zvakanaka tese, zvakatonakisisa.
So you are definitely for it kuti ngavabatire pamwe chete. If you want to fight one enemy, so you better join hands and fight one enemy, isn't it?
Yeah, inini zvandisingadi ndezvenzvake kana kuti vozotaka kuita negotiate kuti ngatibatane kwasara mazuva maviri kweelection kana kuti vhiki mbiri. Haizvo handizviwirira nazvizvo. Kana vanhu vakabatana iko zvino vachibatanidzwa nemacommon interests avo, ndo zvinofanira kunge zvichiitika. Zvokuparadzana nokuda kwokuti nhingi wazoita leader kana kuti nhingi wazoita leader, kwandiri inini hazvinei chinhu. Zvandinoda chazvo zvekuti vanhu veZimbabwe vabatane vachiteedzera zvinoda vanhu. Vanhu vanoda kuti Mugabe abve. Saka kuti vabvise Mugabe havagoni kuita vachiita njake. Kune one party chete inokwanisa kubvisa Mugabe iri yega, ndeye MDC team. Dzimwe dzese idzi dzinongobatsira kuti zvikure kunyanyisa kubvisa Mugabe. Saka kana vakabatana vachiwedzera kunhamba dziripo dzinogona kudya Mugabe, ndo zvatinotoda. Ko handiti taneta nomunhu wani yeye.
Okay. Aiwa. Zviri kunzikwa Sekuru. Thank you so much for that. Regai ndiuye pana Sally. Sally, same question to you. How refreshing is what we are seeing now there with these opposition parties putting heads together?
I'm very pleased. I'm extremely pleased. I just hope dear Mr. Changurai can rein his eagerness for power in, okay, and keep it under control, and just be a partner, because as far as I'm concerned, the Majuru, my Majuru, okay, is the power that is needed to get Mugabe out, okay? And if her and Changurai can join together, I reckon it's an answer to a big problem, which is our dearly beloved 92-year-old demented old man. Okay, I mean
that is very brutal, Sally. There.
Do you know, I'm so tired of being polite. Seriously. He is a blithering, demented, idiotic, revengeful, nasty old man. And the older he gets, the more nasty he gets. It needs... Do you know, it's taken me a long, long time to really get angry with him. I've always wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I've always said a pancake, no matter how flat it is, it's got two sides. But I can't do it anymore. When a mother is beaten up in front of her child, when a taxi or a combi with people in it is tear gassed, when a guy giving flowers at a police station is beaten badly, okay? I can't do it anymore. Why must Zimbabweans have to die again to be free? Why? Why can't... I mean, are all ZANU PF people idiots? Are they all living in La La Land? What on earth is it that these people don't wake up, okay, and get rid of that stupid old man? I don't want to call him stupid because he isn't. He's a highly intelligent, revengeful, bitter Scrooge of a man, okay? And these people that are following him like a bunch of sheep. I mean, seriously. What is it? What has he got that holds these people like this, that they will beat up their own people, their own families? Why? It can't go on. I mean, it's got me to a stage where if I was 10 years younger, I would be there. Right outside Parliament with a big placard.
Sally, I must say, working with you over the years, I've never kind of sensed the angerness that you've got there. What has triggered this?
You know, to hear Stenzo Sodza dedicate his life no matter what, okay? And then to see him beaten up. And then to see Linda Masarida with 5 young children get put in jail and they refuse to give her bail, okay? To see Patson Dzamara disappear for what? If one ZANU PF person can come and talk some sense and convince me that everything that is happening in that country is right, okay, then maybe I won't be so angry, but I can't see it. How on God's green earth do you get to a stage? You see, it's the same thing that Hitler did with the Germans, okay? People get to a stage where they will take a baton, a young guy, 20, 23 years old, will take a baton and beat the living hell out of a woman in front of a child. For what? Does it make you any better of a man? Does it lengthen your days
Sally,
by years?
Sally, look, yeah? Sally, perhaps you be given money to do so?
Sorry, then you are selling your soul to the devil. Then I curse you with every single bit of me because you don't deserve to be alive. To take somebody to go beat up people that are doing nothing. They're demonstrating. They want freedom. They want the right to good education. They want the right to health. They want the right to clean water. They want the right to jobs. But you go and you beat the living knickers out of them. You kill some of them. You put them in hospital. You rape some of the women. How do you live with yourself? How do you go home to your family at night and put your head on a pillow and sleep when what you are doing is against every human law and right in the world? How do you do it?
Right, that is the
Didn't
question.
you learn from Smith
That is
that those things were all wrong, and then
That-
you're going to come back and you're going to do it again?
That is the question, Sari. That is the question that one can ask. That for some people that are sent to pick up Itai Dzamara and go with him somewhere and do what they did with him, and now they are living in Zimbabwe, knowing fully what has happened to him. That must be. I mean, I can't explain it, but they will live with it till death, isn't it, really?
Do they? Do they? Have they got a conscience? Do you know, sometimes I look at people that do these kind of things, okay? I don't care whether it's black, white, green, pink, whatever it is, okay? I look at them and I don't look at them as human beings, because they're not. They are not human beings. They can't. How do you rest with yourself? Do you know, I can't even have an argument with, or a fight with anybody and walk away and rest. When it comes time to go to sleep at night, my brain's going 3,000 kilometers an hour and I'm thinking about all those things I did and I feel terrible. I mean, isn't there a time that these people actually sit and what they have done catches up with them? You know, to get me, you could pay me $1 trillion, put a baton stick in my hand and tell me to go and beat up somebody that's doing absolutely. I can't even beat them up even if they're doing something wrong, okay? But it's not just one person. It's thousands of people that can do it. I mean, you see, I can't understand it. I can't understand how ZANU PF have kept their eyes closed and allowed one man to take a country and hold it to ransom, okay? Violate, abuse, kill, everything, destroy the country and the people. And they all keep quiet.
Wow.
And you've got Jonathan Moyle flopping from side to side, and you've got this one over there and that one.
Okay.
Nobody does anything.
Oh, all right, Sally. Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you.
Thank you, DJ. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you so much. Zimbabwe, if you're just joining us here, we are talking about the NERA that they are going to be demonstrating tomorrow. All the opposition political parties in Zimbabwe, they've put heads together and they are demanding that the government sort out the electoral voters roll and all that kind of stuff. Right. Mkoma Wilbert.
Hello, sir.
People are very emotional there. Sally is very emotional tonight. You can sympathize with him.
I can sympathize with them. I think on this demonstration that's happening tomorrow, I would like to link it with the SADC meeting going to take place next week. The main problem that we have had in Zimbabwe is that we have not really agreed on the way forward. On the NERA issue, for instance, I think some people, and I'm one of them, believe that the aligning the existing laws to the new constitution will not deliver free and fair elections. And there are a lot of people who have had a look at it, legal experts as well, and they've come up with the same conclusion. And I think by failing to investigate that thoroughly, we have undermined our own position, because an organization like SADC, for instance, for them to support Zimbabwe, the opposition on this issue, for instance, would be very difficult if they're not convinced that it is going to deliver free and fair elections, because they don't want to end up with a situation like the last GNU, where SADC supported it, and then no changes were no free and fair elections. And we cannot accept. They cannot find themselves in a situation where they accept they back something that at the end of the day fails to deliver again. So I think this is an issue that maybe the opposition parties should have seriously looked into. The unity that they have achieved, I think, is to be applauded. But again, the need for them to go back and look at, okay, what is it we need? What is our position? What is it we really demanding that will deliver free and fair elections is important. Because unless we agree on that one, and it's going to be watertight, organizations like I honestly think they will find it very difficult to support the opposition.
Okay. You know what, guys? Things do come up during the show, and people sending in their concern and all those kind of things. I was kind of I liked what I saw when I saw Maimujuru and Baba Changirai, at a rally and all that kind of stuff and the like. But I mean, I know I'm gonna say something here that many people would not want to hear, but let me read this message that has come through from one of our good listeners. Kwanzi, any apologies from Maimujuru to Changirai over his arrest, torture, and brutal? She was in office when this was happening. In my opinion, she should put a public apology for people to accept her as a genuine person. I mean, I know that I'm a facilitator here, and I should not put my opinions on, and I'm not going to do that. But I'm just going to give you an example. What happens in a country where there is democracy? If you're in power and you are a minister and you don't like what the president or the prime minister is doing and you think it's wrong, people do resign, right? To show Kuti what is happening in that particular government that they're representing, it's not what they think should be happening. They do resign. And I can sympathize with some of the people that are saying, well, she was in this machine for all these years. But again, maybe we are going round in circles. Mukanya, you might want to shut me up there. Yeah, Pindrajin.
It's very legitimate.
Oh, okay.
But there's no time. Kana muchirwa hondo zveje. Mukabata capture general, right? Or general akaita akadiswa kana aka side. What you want is to get more information from that general to help you advance the war.
Oh, okay.
Saka mune choice here kuti general uyu mumu execute here nemusa dzake mune mandate yacho yekuzviita here neminzi yacho. Kana kuti varume ngatifambire mberi zvimwe zvozogadziriswa mberi. Saka ndo zvimwe zvinhu zvamunenge muchigwa hondo zvamunofanira kurangarira. You have to be strategic muzvinhu zvamuri kuita izvi. Mazosvika panguva yekuzoongorora pamwe unozimutora uyu anga achitoitawo zvimwe zvinhu zvaanga achitomanikidzwa wasingazivi. Saka panguva iri zvino izvi vakataka kuda kudhibheta izvozvizvi hondo yatofa nekuti zvinenge zvaakuita nezvokuti uyu mujuru natsvangirai vari kurwa zvinobva zvatoenhensa position yevanhu vari mupawa ndo zvavanenge vachitotsvaga izvozvo. Saka panguva kuna vamwe vakatotengesa vakaenda kumozambique vakatozongotsvagwa vamwe vakatozogara mumagavhmendi chero mukaona nguva yana kuna vamwe vakanga vachinetsa mabhunu akatombopinda mugavhmendi vana Dennis Norman nanani vakapinda mugavhmendi for some time. Panguva iri zvino ka kuna vamwe vatori muRhodesian army chaivo vakangotajoina zana muna handitogwa hondo hakisiri nguva yekuti zvamutora zvakanaka but nguva iri zvino haisiri nguva yaizvo kana kuita kuuya.
Aha, aiwa ndinotenda zvangu. Yes, wapebe ndosaka kazhinji vakuru vakanga varipo padare kudai vanobva vakasika kuti sva. Wapebe, you want to say something?
Indeed, I think I was one of those people who raised my concern in the early days when Mujuru left ZIM PF.
Yes.
And I also advocated for, not necessarily for a personal a sort of apology, but a sort of a generalized apology. Yes, she did, if you remember well. She actually apologized to the people of Zimbabwe for having been part of the system for these many years, which is what we wanted. But let me say that in politics there is no permanent enemy, and I think Sekuru has said that before. What we are saying is that yes, she did apologize, and yes, she is in the opposition. Yes, many people might say, well, she probably might not have been in the opposition if she was still the vice president. Okay? Of course, by fact, she is no longer with the ZIM PF. And what we are saying is, any political party or anybody, even they reformed the ZIM PF, we want them to help us to remove this regime. And again, if you look at even in the 1980, eventually after Lancaster House Conference, even Mugabe sat side by side with the Ian Smith in Parliament. Okay, who would have thought? Mugabe would have never thought that a person who was hunting for him with helicopters and the jet fighters would eventually sit side by side with him. But in politics, I mean, an eye for an eye can only breed blind people, and we cannot have that. And we don't have time anymore. It is the strength that we have, the political parties that we have, and any person that can add value to the revolution, so that we can remove Robert Mugabe, and then at the end we can have a free and fair election.
Okay.
Any other political parties
can
then compete equally.
Vapedhe ndatenda zvangu.
Can I just add something there, DJ?
Okay.
Sorry. I think it is important here that this our focus is not on Robert Mugabe per se, because it is not just the individual. We could remove Robert Mugabe to get Mnangagwa, the dictatorship will still continue. Or if we were to get, if Mujuru was still there, to get Mujuru, the dictatorship was still there. The most important thing here is to have the dictatorship, the system itself dismantled, so that there is going to be free and fair